Perfect. So this was a successful year. There were several of us on the boat. One of the things that we'll be talking about is the regulations in Monroe County. So where you live might be a little bit different, but this is for mini season down here. And I got started mini season like a lot of you all with my family. We all got certified when I was in high school. I became an scuba instructor shortly thereafter, and we used to bring our boat down from the Tampa Bay area down to the Keys specifically for mini season, and would stay through for the beginning of regular lobster season. So this is kind of a family tradition that we like to carry forward. It's important for everybody to know that you need to not only have your fishing license, but you also need your lobster stamp. So be sure that you get that updated before you get out on the water tomorrow to go diving. In Monroe County, you're allowed 6 per person per day. And that means in your possession, whether you're on a boat or whether you're on shore after the fact, if you get stopped, if you get checked, you can have 6 the first day per person with a license, 12 per person second day, which means no repeat. I got my 6, let me go out in the afternoon and get another 6, because if you're caught with more than your max limit for the day, it is a hefty fine. I'm going to show you in a little bit. I got a show and tell, but you need to measure between the eyes, the horns in the eyes, down the carapace, and that needs to be 3 inches. And I'll do a little demonstration, but it's very important that you measure them in the water before they come up on the boat. The other thing that you want to be careful of is egg-bearing females. And as you can see from the slide, once you turn that lobster over, if she's carrying what looks like caviar, let her go, because that's your next harvest. Other than that, lobsters, as long as they're legal, you can take them. Also, there's no season for Spanish lobster or for slipper lobster. So once in a while, you'll be able to get your 6 plus a few extras. If you see those, slipper lobster or shovel nose lobster and Spanish, there's no season on. Of course, some of the tools of the trade is your standard tickle stick and a net. And what you're going to do is you're going to tap the tail of the lobster to kind of scoot them forward. And I don't know how many of you have seen lobsters walking around, but you know, it's kind of like they'll be hanging out underneath a ledge. What you're going to see is the antennas. And when you put the little tickle stick behind them, it makes them scoot forward. One of the successful ways to catch them is inside. So they literally back up into that net for you when they're nice and cooperative. Another tool that you can use is a snare. And what this is, I'll show you a picture of it, or a real one, but it's a long tube that's got a loop in it, and it's got a pulling mechanism. So you open up the hoop and you slip it around the back of the lobster, and then you tighten it up and just run your hand down the pole and get a good grip on the lobster. It's easy to flip it over and see if it's an egg-bearing female. It's easy to still measure it while it's still caught in the snare. So this is another successful tool to use. And you know, when all else fails, if you've got really good gloves on your hand, you can catch these guys by hand. You don't want to put your hand inside a ledge that you don't see. There's eels, there's lionfish, there's other critters that are down there. But if you see one, you have access to it. You want to be careful, because if it's not legal size, you don't want to do damage to the antennas or to the legs. But you can catch them by hand. And then, of course, bully netting or night hunting. There's a long pole that's got a net on the back. Lobsters, they call them bugs for a reason, because at night they're nocturnal and they'll walk around and they're foraging, they're hunting, and it's somewhat easy with the lights to catch them in the bully net and then bring them up to the surface. So we're all preparing for a great, safe day on the water. Some of the other things that you need to be thinking about is always bring your dive flag, always have it on your boat, put it up. Other boats are supposed to stay 300 feet away from your vessel, which means your divers in the water need to stay 300 feet as close to the vessel. You want to be sure that there's no anchoring on top of coral heads. And you also want to make sure that any gear that you take in the water, these lobster, the tickle sticks, the snares, the bags, that could potentially damage the corals, as well as your fins or pawn things getting into ledges. So be very aware that, I know you want that lobster. We all want 6 lobsters on the boat per person, but be aware of the environment around you. During mini season and the beginning of normal season, there is no shore diving. There's a few exceptions, but residential, but commercial properties, beach diving, shore diving, it's not allowed during mini season. Nor is night diving allowed during mini season. So when you're out on the water, watch your GPS, check your locations that you're going to. You also want to stay away from the spa, special protection areas that are no take zones. So make sure that you have those marked. A lot of people also have secret spots that you think is your secret spot, and no one else in the world knows that that coral head is there with the lobsters underneath it. That being said, you could be underwater, your flag's up, all of a sudden you hear the boom, 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 and you come up and somebody's like, you're on my spot. Well, it's actually Mother Ocean's spot and we're sharing it. So be careful of the no-take zones and what else is around you. And again, watch out for those lionfish. They love the ledges. They love to be in those little dark spots. So you don't want to be putting your hand in or moving in with a snare and all of a sudden you get poked by the lionfish. It will not make you a happy camper the rest of the day. So some other things. Mini season is a short 2-day season. 48 hours to get the bugs. Regular season starts on the 6th. Make sure that when you're out there, whether you're scuba diving or free diving, that you're always with a buddy. Watch your air. If I'm a diver and I'm really kicking and I'm going from coral head to coral head, I will probably consume my air faster than if I'm just on a lollygagging dive taking pictures. So always watch your air. If I'm a snorkeler or if I'm free diving, you want to make sure that you do the safety protocols with 1 diver up and 1 diver down. Avoid those shallow water blackouts, exhaustion, things like that that can happen. So always maintain safety is the most important factor. If you want to get any additional free diving safety tips, there is a freedivingsafety.com. It's free. It's got all kind of videos. Experts say it may.
Hang on a second.
At the museum. So thank you. We're open 7 days a week. I'm going to go back to the measuring because this is a really important. This is what I call a make. My presentation. That's okay. We can still measure him. So the thing that you want to do is you want to come from the front, hook behind the ear, and measure the carapace. This one is a lobzilla that was found as a research dive, and this is the molt that was when the lobster continued to grow. Tickle sticks, again, your tools of the trade, your snares with your pulling mechanism, and then make sure you have a nice bag. This is a nice, easy one to put the lobster in the chute. When you're not using it, make sure that it's all nice and contained and you have your nice lobster going. So that's it. Thank you. Happy lobstering. Happy hunting.
Don't go away yet. What is the, let me show video here. Hold on a second. Hold on.
While you're looking for that, there's also regulations that you can get. This is from Isla Morada, or you can go online to FWC and get their rules and regulations as well.
Yeah, what is the method for bully netting? Do you put the bully net down and you twist it, or how do you get the lobster in it?
You kind of, I haven't done as much bulling netting as other people, so you might get some more feedback from this. But when the lobsters are out foraging, they're kind of walking around, so you can kind of gauge where they're going and get the net behind it. Some people also use another pole to kind of guide it.
And the lights are very important. You have to be able to see the lobster. So you
Yes.
basically have lights on the bottom of your boat under the water. And then what do you look for? Like red eyes?
You know, hopefully you've got good visibility. So you can look for the eyes, you can look for the antennas, you can look, you know, it's usually shallower water. So you're watching the seagrass or, you know, the different kind of habitats and watch them walk around. I'm more successful lobstering during the day.
Does anybody have any questions for her? You can unmute yourself to ask a question. Okay, well, we will get back to, tell us about your museum and how can people come to see it and where is it?
So the History of Diving Museum is located in Islamorada at mile marker 83. We're open 7 days a week, 10 to 5. Everybody's a mask required during COVID in Monroe County. We have a one-way in, one-way out, so we limit our visitors to come in groups, and people trickle in and out every day. You know, throughout the day, we've got 4,000 years of man's quest to explore under the sea. It starts with early breath holding. You end up in the abyss. Right now, we have a featured exhibit about our 15-year anniversary from when we first opened in 2005. So there's a lot of things. We have a mobile scavenger hunt for kids that they like, or young and young at heart, and they enjoy that as well.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming to speak with us from, you're from Islamorada, correct?
Yes, Islamorada, mile marker 83.
Okay, well, that was a nice tutorial. We're going to talk about cooking lobsters in a little bit, and I want to thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Can everybody see me? Nod your head. You see and hear me. Okay. All right. Next, we'd like to hear from John Fetter. John, if you can unmute yourself, tell us what fishing has been like on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, over here, Southwest Coast, we've been doing a little bit of everything. Near shore's been pretty good for shark fishing, as always this time of year. A lot of sharks here. Some people are doing some tarpon fishing, but I don't really chase the big tarpon anymore. And then moving inshore or back bay, shallow water, a little bit of everything: snook, redfish, juvenile tarpon, snapper, ladyfish, jacks. It's been pretty good. The key to fishing over here lately has been getting out early. 7:15 to 10 has been the bite. After that, it gets so hot that it's really not worth it for both you and the fishing. So, but it's been pretty good. I've been doing a lot of cut bait, a lot of cut ladyfish, shrimp tip jig heads for your snapper. I've been getting some pompano in the passes, shrimp tip jig heads for those as well. And using a little bit of shrimp under a popping cork. That always works for us. It doesn't matter what time of year. The snook fishing, red fishing has been mostly pinfish or whitebait. So a lot of opportunities. But again, early out to avoid the rain, the storms, everything on this coast has been pretty unpredictable the past week or so. So it's been pretty interesting, but it's been good.
How big are the snook and the redfish you guys are catching? And
well, the snook have been a little bit on the smaller side, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good sign actually that we're getting a bunch of those. But some of the reds have been in the slot, but unfortunately, you still can't keep them. All of our snook, redfish, and trout are still catch and release. So, but other than that, keeping fish wise, right now the only thing we're getting over here is the occasional snapper. And then your Spanish mackerel and pompano and things like that.
Oh, Spanish mackerel, snapper, and pompano are fantastic to eat.
Yes, Spanish mackerel gets a bad rap, I think. A lot of people think they're pretty fishy. But if you cook them and eat them the day you catch them, they're pretty good.
Yeah, what we do is put them in foil with some barbecue sauce, onions, peppers, lemon, little wine, and just a little bit of barbecue sauce because it has vinegar. And the vinegar takes the oiliness away, and the fish flakes are light, white, and moist, and they're to die for. Anybody wants to get rid of any mackerel, you call me because we will eat it.
Yeah, the thing I tell most people with mackerel, if you soak it in milk, the milk will take the fishiness out of it as well. And I know a lot of people say, well, if I need to soak fish in milk, why do I want to eat it? But it does really help, and it's not bad.
All right, well, thank you. And John, tell everybody how to reach you. I know you have a few people that are signing up for fishing with you in August, and I know you're working with them with dates. Tell them how they can reach you and where you leave from.
Yeah, you can find me.
Backcountry.
Yeah, near shore, Back Bay. You can find me on the web, www.catchingthecure.com. I leave out of Fishtail Marina, which is on the south end of Fort Myers Beach. And I did put out some dates to Betty, and I think she released them. So if we get interesting parties, we'll make it happen. I feel bad that I couldn't make it happen this past month, but things are really, with that kind of the second wave or end of the first wave of what's going on right now. It's kind of really messing with people's schedules right now and changing things up. So I really appreciate everybody being flexible, and we'll make it happen. So, I put out a few more dates, and let's do it.
Okay, John, you said your brother-in-law invented a new lobster gauge called the Lobster Snapper. That sounds pretty cool.
Yep, the Lobster Slapper. It's a new measuring device. Actually, it's very similar to one of those slap bands. So you just kind of slap it on your wrist, and you always have it. And then that way, it's one of those things. Because most people, one of the easiest things you can get fined for is not having your lobster gauge. Technically, those lobsters are supposed to be measured in the water. They're not supposed to be taken out and measured. And so this makes it nice because it's always there with you. So yeah, check it out. I know she talked about lobster regulations and all that, but yeah, it's Lobster Slapper.
Okay, well, everybody, you told them where to reach you, right? Catchingthecure.com and all that stuff. Beware of the regulations. The FWC writes a lot of tickets during lobster season, and they even are watching if you catch your limit and go back and then go back out. So you have to really watch the regulations because they are strictly being enforced. Just enjoy your lobster. We're going to talk about cooking it in a little bit. Thank you, John Fetter, for coming and speaking with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hang on. Okay, because I have you spotlighted. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see who we have here. This is really cool. Okay, does anybody want to do the raffle now, or should I talk about Ladies Let's Go Fishing first? I think they want the raffle. All right, we're going to do the raffle. The raffle is done randomly. Give me 1 second here. And then we'll talk about cooking lobster and what's happening with Ladies Let's Go Fishing next. Can anybody see, nod your head, can you see the raffle entries? Yes? Nod your head. I see Paula speaking, but I can't hear you. Just nod your head, okay? All righty. Okay, so this is how it works. Those of you who bought multiple tickets, each one is a separate entry, all right? And then once we draw, like if we draw the next person, it might be another. Kathy Brewer, thank you very much. She bought some. Penny Brown bought 12 tickets, so there are numbers next to her. And that's how it works. Joanne Salvador bought 8. Patricia Tao bought 8. And we are going to begin the giveaway What I'm going to do is do the raffle, and then I will show the items after the raffle, since we have that already pulled up. So the first winner, everybody can see it, right? Nod. I see a nodding. Okay, begin the giveaway. This is random. Here we go. First winner. This is for the Costa Del Mar sunglass certificate, anything you want. And the winner is Paula Towle, and that is Paula Towle's third entry. She bought a lot of tickets. Sorry, I have to write all this stuff down. Congratulations, Paula. Give us a wave. You can unmute yourself, Paula.
I did.
Yes. Where are you from, Paula?
I'm from Bokeelia, Florida.
Okay, you're clear. You're close.
Pine Island.
All right, you're near to where we had the Ladies Let's Go Fishing just about a month ago.
Right.
Okay, well, congratulations, Paula. Okay, so
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So the next round is for our second choice. Give me 1 second to pull that up. And that is for the sunglasses, choice of sunglasses. And I'm going to go over what they are. Can you all see me in the side or not? You can. Okay. So we have Smith Optics Serpico 2, which I really love with the blue lens. We have Smith Optics Questa, which I also love. We have a performance cooler bag from AO Coolers. And trust me, a cooler bag like this is as good as a hard cooler, if not better, because it's great for inshore trips. They don't have room for big coolers. We always put our sandwiches in here, and then we just put our drinks in a big cooler. And I use frozen bottle waters for ice. So as we eat our sandwiches, and then we have the frozen water bottles, and it's got a zipper on the outside, which is nice if you have other things you want to put in there, like your cell phone or something that doesn't need to be refrigerated, like granola bars. And I also have the Smith Optics Comeback. So the winner of the next round is Sarah Cayley. Congratulations, Sarah. Are you on here? Sarah, raise your hand or do something. All right. So I will be with you as far as which item you want. Okay, and the next round is for a rod and reel. And you can pick the Penrath, which is 2-piece. And it's got a blue rod. It's pen quality. It's light or medium, and I like it because you can put it in your car, or you travel on a plane, and you just put it together. Or if not, you've got 2 pieces, and these 2-piece rods are pretty strong. Okay, or you can pick, if I have to ship it, reel only, a Pen Passion. And I really love the Pen Passion because it's got the pink accents. They're built light, so you're fighting the fish, not the tackle. It's absolutely good quality. You could choose for small or medium. If we have to ship it, you get the reel. If you can come pick it up in Fort Lauderdale, we'll give the rod to you. And the winner of the rod and reel. Next draw, let's see who it is. Make sure I got it up to the top. Mary Metcalf was second. Sarah Kaylee was third. Andrea was fourth. All right, next round, rod and reel. Penny Brown, congratulations. Penny Brown bought 12 tickets. I don't know if Penny's on here or not. But congratulations. Let me tell you what, it pays. When I do raffles, I buy a lot of tickets and I always win some stuff. Okay, congratulations. And the last prize, a $50 certificate for Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's. And that's courtesy of Jenna from Bass Pro Shops Miami, who was a speaker at our last one. You can see this one, Donna Langston was second, Kathy was third, and Andrea Buter was the next one. Next round, okay, for the certificate and our final prize. Thank you all for buying your raffle tickets because that means so much to us. Andrea Buter. Andrea. She won a $50 certificate to Bass Pro Shops. Now, Andrea, I don't know if she's on yet, but Andrea took a trip to the Azores. I'm going to, just for the next kicks, let's just see who would have won the next time. Paula would have won again. That number, her number 3 won. Joanne Salvador would have won. LaRue Lord would have won. It's absolutely random. So I always do that because I think it's kind of fun to see what we could do. Okay. So can everybody tell me, am I on gallery view or speaker view? Gallery view nod, or am I big on the speaker? I'm on, you can, am I the big one on the screen? No. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, all right, we're all back. Well, congratulations to our winners. We really appreciate the raffle tickets. And like I say, anybody can win, and it usually is to your advantage to buy multiple tickets. That's how I win a lot of raffles. What's happening with Ladies Let's Go Fishing? And I'm going to also see if Skip Bradeen can try it again. Try again. Give me 1 second. This is like being a disc jockey because I've got people I'm trying to get on, and I'm going to change my background here. Okay. Isn't that fun? All right. All right, so we have the Gulf Coast Fort Myers seminar in June, and we had boats catching 15 to 20 fish each. May 28th, we had a fish cooking class, which was a blast. And if anybody wants the replays, I'm telling you what, Lenore Ryan is awesome as far as what she teaches about fishing, and she changed the way I make fish forever. We have the trip with John Fetter in Fort Myers. Anybody can email me privately about that. August 8th, we have scalloping in Homosassa. Let me check my participants. I believe we have Alice Troutman, who's here. Alice is going to it. And Alice, you want to say a few words about scalloping? The deadline has passed. If anybody still wants to sign up, we will put you on the waiting list. Alice, are you looking forward to the trip? You're unmuted.
I am. I have always enjoyed it. It makes you feel like you're 5 or 6 years old and just having the best day of your life out there. Snorkeling around in 3 to 6 feet of water and diving down, and you also see lots of animal life with turtles and bait fish, and sometimes other fish. But usually it's like glass and a beautiful day.
Very good. Very good. And then we're looking forward to it. On August 14th and 16th, we have the Keys Learning on the Water for fishing and the Screaming Reels tournament. We have a lot of prizes. Almost everybody's going to win something. I just ordered some nice shirts, so almost everybody that signs up is going to get shirts, if not everybody. And we're bringing in some new short sleeve performance shirts, a little bit like this, but they will have a an image on the front, inshore fish on the front and offshore on the back, and then some sleeveless performance shirts. Not exactly tank tops, but they have, they're sleeveless. I would recommend you sign up soon because I'm to the point where I have to release the boats that we were holding for charters unless the boats are full, because they work hard for a living and we have to be sure that they can get a charter. If it's not from us, I want them to get a charter. So if you haven't signed up for the August 14th to 16th fishing tournament, you don't need to be an expert angler to win. Everybody is going to pretty much win something. Do it soon. All right. August 21st, the 23rd, we are going to have the South Florida Offshore Weekend Seminar. Of that one, our fishing rates are for a half day and a half day in Fort Lauderdale. You can go out to the Gulf Stream and come back and fish, maybe bottom fishing. Somebody's making noise, so I'm not sure who it is. I'm going to mute everybody. I'm going to mute most everybody. So sign up for that too. Same situation. We have to release the boats. If the boats aren't full, we release them. And then I hate when somebody waits till last minute. They try to sign up and I say, hey, I don't have a fishing spot. Of course, if that happens and you pay for your fishing spot, we refund you. But what I do recommend is pay for your fishing spot. September 12th to the 13th, our seminar is, by the way, Alice Trotman is going to be one of our instructors, most likely, all female cast. We are going to be doing that virtually, but the fishing is real on the 13th. The same for the August 21st, the 23rd. The seminar will be virtual, but the fishing will be real. For the Keys fishing in the summertime, again, we're going to do our kickoff virtually, and you have a choice of 2 days of fishing, and you can pick inshore, offshore, fish inshore one day, offshore the next, whatever works for you. October 23rd to the 25th, we have our full day Keys seminar in Islamorada on inshore and offshore fishing, bottom fishing, hands-on practice. For now, it's all in person. Fish on Sunday and optional fishing on Friday, and our Screaming Reels tournament with prizes. Don't worry about it. Beginners can win. What we do pretty much is pick the top fish and then take drawings for the rest of the prizes. Rods and reels, art prints, all kinds of cool stuff. Then our last event is November 21st to the 22nd in St. Augustine, our Surf Fishing Academy at the Guy Harvey Resort. It's nice because it's got a big wide beach behind it, so you can stay at the resort and then walk back to the beach, or you can drive on the beach there if you have a four-wheel drive, and you can fish Saturday or Sunday. It's a maximum of 10 people per day. So don't wait, because they will not add extra people, okay? So keep staying with us. Ladies, let's go fishing. One thing about us, people of all origins do join us and are absolutely welcome. Okay, if anybody wants to chat, please comment. Let me see if we have other people that are here to speak. And in the meantime, does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself to ask. It's great to see Jill Beach back. I see Andrea Buter is there. If can you unmute yourself, Andrea, and tell us about what the Azores were like? She's from Germany, so she might not be able to speak. I see Sue Barger from Arizona. Carol Behan is from Maryland. Who else do we have from outside the United States or other states? Okay, at this point, I'm going to just unmute all. Let me work on my controls here.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I just want to say thank you very much. And I'm so happy to kind of be involved in this now. I didn't know about it before, so this is my first endeavor coming down to the Keys and going fishing. So I'm really excited about it. And I hope to be involved for a long time.
How did you hear about us, Paula?
Pardon me?
How did you hear about us?
I saw your advertisement on Facebook, and we just happened to be sitting there, and I was trying to figure out something to do for my birthday, and it popped up right there, and I was like, that's it, that's what we're doing. So my girlfriend and I, Valerie Baloo, that's on here as well, we're coming down. So
Fantastic. Well, one thing I can tell you is Skip Ray Dean was trying to get on, as you saw, maybe you saw it like 2 times through his wife, Lisa, and he was not able to get on. However, Andrea's trying to get on. I went to the Keys last weekend and 2 weekends before, and we were hoping for good weather, and I have a 25-foot, it's a Scout 251 XSS, and it's a fantastic boat. The only thing is it is a bay boat, so when it gets up to 4 or 5 foot seas, that's more for deep B, 26 and over center consoles. So we didn't get to go out fishing, but I did stop on the way back, and Rick Rodriguez last Sunday was filleting a lot of fish. They caught 40 mahi, 40 of them. And some of them were big. I mean, you know, they were like 2.5 feet. Nice size eating dolphin. They weren't all just peanuts. And it's not always like that. That's how it is fishing. You might catch 2 dolphin. One day we went out and we were excited just to catch 2 dolphin because at least we had dinner. We were just about ready to give up. And just before we did that, it happened and we were able to catch them as we were pulling the lines in. Okay,
well, we're avid fishermen over here, so I can't wait to fish down there. So.
Tell everybody where you're from.
Bokeelia.
Okay.
Pine Island, Florida.
Bokeelia, Pine Island. Okay, great. I just wanted to reiterate that. Everybody's going out to that area that's off of Fort Myers. Okay, I wish Andrea could get on. Are you on, Andrea? No, she's not able to get on. Let me check and see if we have any captains, because I had some captains that were trying to get on. In the meantime, if anybody else likes to make an announcement, now is the time.
Betty, can I ask a question?
Who is this?
Susan Barger.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. Hey, so when did the Keys open up for fishing?
Oh, they've been open up since early June.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was worried that they were going to shut down the highway, but I don't think so. You know, from what I'm hearing, it was, I don't know the reasons. I know the locals would like to see it, but I think because it put so many people out of business or people out of jobs that they decided to leave the highway open. So yes, you can go fish the Keys right now.
Good. Has anyone been bone fishing lately? In the call?
I've been offshore. No, I haven't been bone fishing. I can tell you the restaurants, if you go to the Keys, you got to go out to eat early. I went to the Lorelei at 7 o'clock and they told everybody to go home. They have to spread out all the tables. They had a full restaurant and it was just too late. So if you're going to go out to eat in the Keys, go early. Go like 5:30. And if the restaurant you're going to is full because of the reduced capacity, then have a couple other restaurants in mind because they are open. It's just that they can't fit as many people as normal.
Hey, Betty.
Betty,
This is Kathy.
how do you talk on here?
Who's speaking?
This is Sarah Cayley.
Oh, hi, Sarah.
Hi, I just figured it out.
Good.
I'm glad I won something. That's great. And hope to join your fishing pretty soon.
Yeah, Sarah, I'll be with you as far as your choice of sunglasses, and tell everybody where you're from.
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, all right. I hope you join the Fort Lauderdale seminar and have a chance to go fishing with us, because let me tell you what, the mahi are out here too.
Great. Okay.
Okay. All right, Jill wants to say something.
Thank you. Thanks. No, I want to do the seminar on the 14th. I haven't fished in quite a few months, but I never have been very good at. I don't know how to do my own knots. We need to bring our own bait. Are those things I should send you an email? I have a few questions. Really, the
Yes. Oh, I have to. You know what? I have to do my lobster. How to cook lobster. I'm going to do that next.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll email you and ask you my questions.
Yeah, for the knot tying, we do plan to do it, and you can get some string or some line and do it at home. And what we plan to do is send you diagrams, and we can screen share them, because there are certain things that that you need to know when you're learning knot tying. So we are going to do the best we can for the Fort Lauderdale one. It is what it is. That's why I dropped the price in half. And the thing is to go on the boats on Sunday if you can, please.
So we bring our own rods, and we will have on the seminar on the online. We'll learn how to tie them.
Yeah,
right?
and you can use string, or if you don't have a rod, we'll show you how to do it. And especially if you go on the boats, then you can see more. Hi, Joanne. I can actually see you, Joanne. Okay. All right. I'm going to talk a second, and then I'll open it back up to everybody. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to cook lobster. There are many. Oh, good. I see Susan Barger is sharing a knot website. There are some websites as well for animated knots, which is kind of nice because you can actually see the lines going through and watch it over and over again. But it's good to do it also at our seminars or even with us online, because you can ask questions, and you can't ask questions from a website. So, we can answer the questions as best we can. So cooking lobster, this will be kind of short and simple, all right? We used to boil our lobster. That takes the flavor out. One thing is any seafood, if it's frozen, thaw it out for as long as possible. Don't put it under the sink in a bowl of water and thaw it out, because then you lose the flavor. And then if you boil it, you'll lose the flavor twice. The best way to thaw out seafood is put it in your refrigerator the night before, or I put it in a colander and let it air dry where possible. I don't put it in water. So to microwave lobster, the reason why we do that is that you have all the flavors in the lobster. It only takes 3 minutes. You don't have a pot of icky water to throw out and clean. You can steam it. Same thing goes for steaming. Steaming's pretty good. But we put it in a Ziploc bag. First of all, I'm going to do a video on it, so I will send you a link to that. We don't have any lobsters yet because it's not lobster season. But basically, you take some gloves and for Florida lobster, spiny lobster, all right, you wring the head off the tail, all right? Throw the head away. It's no good unless you're going to boil it for soup or something. There's nothing in the front of the lobster for spiny lobster pretty much to eat, as far as I'm concerned, all right? Then, rinse out the inside of the tail a little bit, make sure there's no goopy stuff, all right? So put it in a bag, a Ziploc bag, close the bag, microwave it for about 3 minutes, a little less if it's small, a little bit more. Remember, you can never uncook something. So if you do it a little less, if you pull it out and it's still a little bit of translucent, you can put it back in. But just remember, anything that's hot still keeps cooking, even if it's not in the microwave. All right, then what we do is we take the back of the lobster, give it a slice. And then we cut the tail off. You can take a fork. I will show this with the video. You can take a fork, and then you can pull the meat out from the inside. And then from there, I usually heat up some butter, and I put a little lemon in it, a little bit of garlic, and I use that to dip the lobster. Very simple. I mean, if you want to stuff your lobster and all that, you can. I want to taste the lobster meat. So that's pretty much microwave lobster. It's very good. Most, when people first told us about it, we were like, I don't know, microwave. But let me tell you what, we've been convinced and we love it. Are any questions about microwaving lobster that I can answer? Okay. What I'll try to do is,
Betty,
yes.
I apologize. I sort of missed the very beginning about how you put it in the microwave, because I'm sort of visiting my daughter's dog because they're away this week, and she was climbing all over me, so I kind of missed it. Could you just tell the beginning about how you microwave it?
Yeah, you can put 2 or 3 of them in a plastic bag. The more in the bag, the longer you do it. Like if it's one
Put
pail-
water in the bag?
Nope.
Mary,
No water.
okay, plain, thanks.
There's plenty enough moisture in the lobster itself. And you microwave it for about 3 minutes. You take it out, you crack the back, you take a knife, you just crack the back, and then you cut the tail off, take a fork and pull the meat out from the tail side to the front. And then you dip it in butter with garlic and lemon, whatever you like.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, who is this?
Lynn?
Hi, Lynn.
Hi. What speed or heat says is the microwave? Is it high or medium or
We do
low?
100% high.
High?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you're not sure, microwave it for a little bit less and pull it out. Remember, it's going to be very hot. And it still keeps cooking when you bring it out. Kathy, I love your sea background.
Thank you. It's Key Largo.
Awesome. Well, I was hoping you would win something, but that's a raffle. You may win next time.
Next time, I'll be there.
Yes.
Hi, Betty. I have a question. This is Rachel from Bonita Springs.
Hi, Rachel. Hi.
Hi. And do you put any seasoning like Old Bay on the lobster?
No, we don't like hot stuff. I just want to taste the lobster.
Okay.
No seasoning at all. Now, if you want to do it, I don't see why you couldn't.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't do rock in the boat. Everybody want to do rock in the boat? Everybody go left and right. All right. So we're on the boat and we're rocking while Susan Barger is releasing her fish. All right. So I was hoping that Andrea Buter could get on. You probably saw her picture. Yeah, there's Susan Barger, Bonefish Rule. I need to check the chats every once in a while. Let me just do that. Cool. All right. Okay. Anyways. Andrea went fishing in the Azores. That's a place off of Portugal. And she went by herself. She had to go there and like quarantine for a couple days. Then she got on the boat. And you probably, I don't know if you all got my email. I'm sure you saw it. But she caught about 4 huge, like up to 75-pound big tuna. Really big tuna. So she brought it home and ate it and then left a couple of them there to feed the people of the Azores because they haven't caught any fish for a while. And that was really nice of her. So if she can't get on, I will probably maybe do an interview and show everybody her beautiful fish that she caught. Because I know she was trying to get on and she won the Bass Pro Shops $50 certificate. All right, well, we're about ready to wrap it up. Does anybody want to say hi or discuss anything? I'll give you a moment because I know it takes a moment.
Hey, Betty, I have a question.
Yes, who is this?
This is Susan Barger.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. So how is the Rona in Miami or where you're at? Is it really bad?
The virus?
Yeah.
It's really bad in Miami-Dade. Broward is second, but you've got to realize that in the state of Florida, this is where all the population is. So it's going to be natural that we're going to also have the most cases of the virus. I live way out in horse country, and I don't go anywhere. I don't. I mean, if I can, I hire people to go to the store for me. I don't go anywhere. You know, when I go to the Keys, I'm on my boat. I'm hardly anywhere. So I think it's out of control. They are not able to do the contact tracing. They don't have the staff to do it. And I think the other thing is that when people get tested, there's too much of a delay between the time they get tested and they're walking around not knowing if they're infecting anybody else. So I think, you know, I hope that they can speed up the results. Because if I got tested, I would certainly want to know if I had it or not, because I would have to move out of my house and quarantine somewhere, and I wouldn't want to infect anybody. How is it where you are, Susan?
Well, they say the cases spiked in Arizona, but I only go out when I have to. And I've been wearing a mask outside of the house ever since the end of February. So both my husband and I have been really careful. And so far, knock on wood, so good, you know?
Right. I mean, you can be careful. I did go to a restaurant once, and I had to go somewhere when they opened back up, but it was pretty well controlled. There was a band, but they wouldn't let anybody dance, and I think that's because they don't want the breath going on anybody else. And if you were at your table, which were way spaced out, all right, you didn't have to wear a mask when you were eating. But if you got up and you moved, you went to the bathroom or to your car or whatever, you had to wear a mask. And usually with me, if I wasn't eating, I just put the mask back on. So let's hope that they get it under control, because our freedoms are something that we really value. And I think now that we don't have our freedoms, we really have to think about how cool it was when we did. And I know that sooner or later we will have them again. In the meantime, we have to stay safe. And just before I was ready to log off, I see Andrea has made a connection. So Andrea, tell us what it was in the Azores, if you can unmute yourself. I was just telling you about the awesome tuna you caught, and they saw the pictures on the email.
Hi, good evening. Sorry,
He's in
I passed
Germany.
out. Yeah, I'm back in Germany. I passed out on the couch sleeping. And I just woke up, so I'm sorry for being late.
Hey, you won, you know. You won something.
Oh, really? In my sleep?
You won the $50 Bass Pro Shop certificate.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congrats.
So, thank you. So, you want me to talk about fishing? About
you guys want to hear about our fishing? I tell you what, these tunas, they are hard to catch. They take so much out of you. A tuna is double or triple the fight of a mahi. And it's just because they're like little footballs and they dig and they go down. A mahi is a lot easier to catch. I can catch 3 times the size of the same size tuna of a mahi with half the effort, because you can control them and turn their heads. So tell us about what it was like. You guys want to hear about the Azores? Go ahead.
Well, so how do I start? Right now, during COVID times, everybody who flies in the Azores gets tested. You can either come like pre-tested in. They test you on arrival on the 6th day and on the 13th day to make sure you're not bringing anything to the island, basically. So until you get your test back, you are in mandatory quarantine, basically. Then the fishing is totally different than anything I've done anywhere of the world, because the waters are just deeper, and with deeper waters just come bigger fish. Catching a tuna, every fish is different, but these fish they're like little torpedoes, and they are smart. They will do everything to get rid of the hook. They shake their head, They sometimes you tail rub them, and then it feels like a little earthquake on the reel. And but anyhow, they always they try to swim towards the boat, you know, where the props are. So you need to work like really close with your captain in order not to come too close to like rip the line. And even if you have them by the boat, they can still get off quickly. So if you, yeah, so it's a challenge until the end, basically.
What kind of bait do they use?
So it's different. So sometimes we use like some kind of a sardine, but this time we tried something different. I have a friend there who makes their own lures, basically. So 9 out of the 12 fish I caught on artificial lures. And
how big
different
are those
colors.
lures? Like, how long are they?
They're about maybe they were different sizes, different colors. So one they call it a tuna feast. It's like a purple, black silver kind of skirt and a square head. So it creates a lot of tremble in the water. We also use some Speedos. The last one, I don't know, did you share and I just see the comment, yeah, some look like a Wahoo lure. It depends on the depths of the water, on what time of the year that the fish will go after certain colors more or less. This time, actually, the last one I caught, the biggest one, I caught like on a small lure and on a spinning reel. He was about...
Wow. A medium spinning reel, or what kind?
No, it was a big spinning reel.
Yeah, like
and I was scared until the very end that rod will break, because that fish made that thing bend like I've never seen it before. And the fish was about close to 50 kilos, so about 105, 110 pounds, American pounds. And it took me about 45, 50 minutes to get him into the boat.
Yeah, Susan Barger says your tuna pictures look great. And ladies, don't discount these spinning reels. I have,
No, they are awesome.
You see my signature picture of me with a 60-pound dolphin. I caught that on a medium spinning reel with a medium ballyhoo, a naked medium ballyhoo, no skirt on it, and we were just pitching to the dolphin. And that was during Ladies Let's Go Fishing, and we had already had about 35 dolphin in the boat, some up to 35 pounds. Not always like that, but it can be. So let me take you off. Okay, let me put it back on gallery.
So the last 3 fish we caught, so we had a very active day. You could smell, sometimes you know, I make jokes, I can smell the tuna, but it's not actually the tuna you smell. It's the bait when it comes up, and it's like certain kind of oil. When these bait balls come up, you can smell it above water or on top of the water. And
really?
We were lucky to catch them between a spool of sperm and fin whales, because a lot of time with the whales travel the tunas, and all the fish were like multiple hits. And so you don't get to reeling like one fish, you get to reeling like 3, 4 fish at once, basically. And that was the challenge. I was pretty exhausted afterwards.
Yeah, doing this yourself, I mean, you don't even get a break. I mean, you had
exactly
two back to
but it was fun.
I mean, that is like trying to reel in a car. I mean,
Yes.
That's what it feels like.
Yes, and I was the last one I reeled in with both hands, and my captain and friend Diogo called me a sissy for that. That made me bring in the last one even quicker.
You know what, gals, whatever makes you comfortable. You know, if you don't do it the way the guys do it, just don't worry about it. And
I know.
I've got to give one more tip about tuna, because sometimes you oversize the lure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me put me on the spotlight there. Sometimes you have to match the hatch. You have to see what size bait the tuna or the fish are chasing totally. There are times where I use a little white lure. I believe it's made by Boone Lures. There are other ones. Just a little white lure, about this high, about that wide. And that's about the size of the bait that the tuners are going after. And, you know, we catch a lot of fish sometimes on smaller lures. So look at what they're eating. You know, what we say is match the hatch. Anybody else have any comments, or we're going to wrap it up? I really have enjoyed having everybody here. There's somebody named Wise. You're waving. Anybody else? I want to thank everybody for attending. It's been so much fun. And the next one may not be for a while, because we're going to be pretty busy for our back-to-back events. So I'm looking at maybe September 1 for our next one. In the meantime, we may do an online silent auction, because I don't know about you girls, I like to win and I like deals. Andrea, tell us what that is before we go.
That's like one of the lures where I
I'll show
caught.
it again so they can see it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to turn that camera around somehow. Here we are.
I can see it when you held it up.
So this is like a Speedo head with a white, a blue, silver skirt, but most of them we caught on like this kind of color.
How did you end up with the lures?
Never
mind. Okay. About how many inches? I know you have meters there, but about how many inches are those lures?
These like, yeah, it's more than 9-inch, definitely.
Okay, so they're big ones. You know, I mean, you were fishing for really big fish, so of course.
Yeah, I wanted to catch like really big tuna. Because I brought, guys, you have to understand, and I don't know how to share that. I carried 50 pounds home. 50 kilos home. So that's 100 pounds of fish. We put them in like styrofoam coolers with a lot of dry ice on it. And I wrapped it like on top of my suitcase in order to carry it from the plane to the train, basically. And yeah, that looked quite funny, unfortunately.
So those lures are on your bed. Do you sleep with those lures? Just wondering.
No, I just took them out of bed. Usually I sleep with the tunas. But I figured like on the white background you can see it, and that was a very smart ass comment. But yeah, you are right. It's not so far away. You're thinking I would sleep with my fishing gear in my bed if I have to. Yes,
I'm just kidding you. I know how bad you've been wanting to fish, because the coronavirus has locked you up in your apartment. Yes. And I know all you've been dreaming about is fishing.
Is fishing, exactly.
Yeah, so hopefully you can use that Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's certificate to buy some lures for some fishing success, or some great fishing clothes that you need.
Yes, thank you very much. If Trump opens the borders, I will come back.
Oh, they will. They will. All right.
Do it all later.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I know you've been trying to get on. I'm going to close it up unless anybody has any future comments. Alice, have a great time scalloping, and hopefully we'll have you on staff for our Tampa seminar. And thank you everybody for coming and joining us. I almost hate to say goodbye, because this is like so much fun. Like I feel you know, I don't get to see anybody hardly unless I leave, which hasn't been a lot lately. So it's really nice to have my friends and my new friends, my new acquaintances through Ladies Let's Go Fishing. So I thank everybody for joining us. Skip Ray Dean could not join us. If I can do a private one with him about how fishing is, I will send you all a link and record it for you. He had some difficulties. They don't have the best wireless. So thanks, and we will announce the next one really soon.
Send
Until
Skip
then,
regards.
Thanks, Betty.
let's
Thank
all
you,
go
bye-bye.
fishing. If we can't fish, let's talk about it. All right, thank
Yeah,
you all for joining us.